Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Red Christmas. It's a horror. It came out, well, Amazon have it coming out in 2013 and IMDb is 2016, which is usually the other way around, I would say, but what do I know? It's an 18, it's an hour and 22 minutes. Amazon is 3.7 out of 5, IMDb is 4.3 out of 10. So I'm going to read the Amazon synopsis. Matriarch, I think that's her name, Deanne, has invited her children to celebrate one last Christmas in their family home. Amid celebrations and domestic drama, they receive a visit from a mysterious stranger. Disfigured and cloaked, they feel sorry for him until they discover his extreme religious motives and anti-abortion message. So the director is Craig Anderson, who directed Team 11. Producers, well, there's 6 of them, so I picked the main 4. That have the word producer. So we have Craig again, who did the produced The Set. It was a series. Belinda King, who produced The Sickie. Brian Moses, who produced The Tail Job, and Dee Wallace, who produced Courageous Warriors: Beauty from the Ashes. Music was by Helen Grimley, Grimley, who did the music for Coffee. The cast again, I picked the main ones. There's most of them in the house, to be honest. Dee Wallace was Diane, who was in Critters. Sam Campbell was Cletus, who was in Dirty Bird, the series. David Collins was Peter, who was in 3,000 Years of Longing. Jeff Morrell was Joe, who was in Rogue. Sarah Bishop was Susie, who was in The Moth Effect, a series. Janice McCavin was Ginny, who was in Walk the Talk, and Gerard O'Dwyer, O-D-W-E-R, was Jerry, who was in What About Sal. It was filmed in Southern Highlands in New South Wales in Australia. So it starts off with a load of people at a protest about abortion, and there's a bomb. I think there's a bomb. At this point I was like, it sounds like Australia and New Zealand. I don't want to sort of, I know it sounds really bad. If you say anything to the Australians that sound New Zealand, New Zealand sounds like Australians, you get an absolute load of grief. I understand that. It's the same when other people say this about other people in any country. So at this time I didn't know, because I didn't actually read the synopsis, so I didn't know, but it turns out it's Australia. Didn't know at the time, I ain't got a clue, but I could pick up the accent, so that makes any sense. So basically the family of you got to watch the abortion bit at the beginning. It explains a little bit about the film. You kind of like, what the hell's going on here? So the family have turned up at the house. It's 20 years later. One's pregnant, which I think was Janice, who was Ginny, but it looks very fake. You know, it didn't look like, it's just like a normal person, and here's a, I don't know, a balloon or something. And so one of the daughters, which was Sarah Bishop, who was Susie, her boyfriend was Sam Campbell, who was Cletus, I'm pretty sure. No, it wasn't. It was David Collins, who was Peter, and he was a reverend. Anyway, so the reverend sort of said, "Oh, I'm just going to go to the toilet," you know, and so he buggers off. But at this point, the other daughter, Janice McGavin, who's Ginny, and her husband, which I can't remember his name. I didn't put him down on this here because I couldn't find his photo, to be honest. So anyway, so they're there doing what they do in the room, and he's like peeking through the keyhole, going, "Oh, what's going on in here?" And he's getting really into it, and then he gets caught by Joe, who's the stepdad. And he just falls through the door. It's like, "Oh, I was just looking for the bathroom." It's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. There seems to be some music all the time. You know, like soft background, but it's literally all the time. All the time, it's constant. It changes slightly, but it's like, God, would you turn it off? You don't need it on all the time. I saw, I say a death. It was a part of a death. You can see it from like 20 feet away. It wasn't a good way to go, I must say, but there's nothing really to see at that point. Um, Now the family's a dysfunctional family. They're having arguments on Christmas Day after saying what they're grateful for. Now this must be a rare thing because I don't know any families that argue at Christmas time. Maybe it's just one of these weird things. So you're reeling from a crappy time with the family, right? And you hear knocking at the door to find some dude wearing a hooded cape in black, covers his face, and it's got a letter from mother. I've got a letter from mother, from mother. Alright, so he starts coughing and spluttering and starts to sway. So do you sort of tell him to go away, maybe shut the door? Or maybe you invite him in for a drink? So I actually like Cletus, our hooded guy. His voice is brilliant. I didn't really see much else of him, but his voice is great. He was given a present, right? 'Cause he doesn't know what presents are and stuff. So they give him a present. And he says, it's all gold wrapping. He says, oh, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And it says, no, you need to unwrap it to see what's inside. And he says, so, like a letter? I was like, it's like, yeah, in a way. Poor Cletus, my goodness. He was sort of standing by this wall. And somebody lobbed a bottle of peanuts at him. And he then got hit and fell over the wall, poor lad. And the voice is kind of like Quasi from Hunchback. Have you ever seen? I'm not going to do the voice, but you know what I mean. That kind of voice. Not from the cartoon. I'm talking about from the black and white films. So most people have probably never heard of them, but there you go. So there's a quarrel about a meringue. One says it goes in the fridge. The other says no, it doesn't. Put it back on the table. No, it goes in the fridge. No, it doesn't. Goes on the table. Oh, it goes in the fridge. And this back and forth. I thought, yeah, we've all had those before. Those arguments, some pointless arguments. Do you want another drink? No, I'm fine. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. No, that kind of thing. Now the first real death was pretty impressive. I'm not going to say much about it, but it was like, oh, hello, I like that. So they're all locked safe in this garage or shed or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. And there's only one way in. There's only one door, no windows, just one door, and they have a gun. So the hubby, who was Joe, says, and it was a really good idea, let's all stay here where it's safe whilst waiting for the police to turn up. Yeah, that sounds fine to me. Yeah, perfect. But no, Mum wants to go and get the keys for the car. I was like, what the hell? Just stay there. It can only go in through the one door. It's like in films where they go, let's walk around and look. We need to stay together, or even if you're going to be on your own, make sure you're in that room, in the middle of the rooms, they can get you. If I was on my own, I'd go into the corner of the damn room where there's no windows, the corner where you can't be crept upon. And inside the house is green. There's so many horror films I've seen lately where there's this weird light. There's green and there's red lights as well. So it's green in certain parts. You go into the bedrooms, it's all red lights. It's not just there's a red light, it's literally just a red. The whole room looks like it's in red. But downstairs is all in green. And I've seen so many low-budget films where they have this stupid lighting, and I have no idea why. Maybe it's supposed to have this atmospheric feeling, but it looks crap. So I like my quotes or my bits. So I'm not going to say why, but the vicar's ringing different phones. So this kind of made me chuckle. So he was ringing this phone, and he got the voicemail, and he says, "You have reached the message bank for Joe. After hearing the tone, leave a message for..." Fuck, I'm not saying it again. It's only Joe, but it's like, yeah, that made me chuckle when I heard that. Death by bear trap, and then someone with an umbrella. Now the last one was pretty impressive, I must admit. I thought it was cool. It was a good film. As in the last 20 minutes or so, I was basically hooked, so I forgot about even writing anything down. I liked it. It was a good death. The ending made sense as well as the reason why he was killed, or why he killed even. Special effects were top notch. I actually give it a 6. So there you go. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to the film review of Red Christmas. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of the horror films on there, film reviews and stuff like that. I've got games as well. Give me the old thumbs up if you liked this video. Leave your comments in the comment box below. Have you seen this film? Did you enjoy it? I don't know. Okay, thank you and goodbye.